Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Felicia Travels, and in this video I have a very special guest. His name is Pattipeilohy, and he is a public speaker and a former TEDx speaker, and I will ask him all about public speaking and his passions. Hi Shane, can you tell me more about yourself?
Hi. Hi everyone, so my name is Pattipeilohy. I'm 22 years old. I'm currently living in Amersfoort, the Netherlands. It's now in the middle of our country. So 2 years ago I immigrated on my 18th birthday to Ireland. Lived in Ireland for 2 years in Dublin and in Cork. That was very amazing. My dad is Indonesian and my mum is Dutch/Canadian. And I was born and raised in the south of the Netherlands. It's called Breda. So now I'm in my second year of my studying business innovation at Bond University instead of Most. And I'm going to tell you more about public speaking and TEDx and my role.
Yes. How did you start at TEDx?
So basically what happened, it's a funny story, is that I turned 14, 15 years old. I was in high school and we had this subject, sociology, and I had to organize, to get my grades, I had to organize an event, and I did that to raise money for UNICEF. And basically all got so hyped and stuff, and like everyone in the city was amazed that I was organizing that by myself, like I was 14, 15, whatever, but hey. So basically that happened. And so the newspaper came along and they interviewed me for the region news, whatever, and it was picked up by the organizers. So basically what happened is, like, they contacted me through phone and it was just like, hey, oh my god, we think you're so amazing, whatever, do you want to speak at our TEDxU Brabantland event? So it's a part of like the whole general TED Talk event, whatever. So I said yes. So I went back to them, like saw them physically, and they said like, yeah, I'm so sorry to tell you, but we have a lot of speakers already, but because you're so open and so kind to everyone, whatever, we want you to be a host at an event together with a news person, and she's called Michael Young from RTL. And I'm just like, okay, so that is my route to TEDx, and I did it for 2 years, and then I organized this part together with another person, long story, black belt, whatever, and that was in Utrecht. And then on my 18th birthday, when I was also immigrating to Ireland, I organized this in the town where I moved to, and that is Amersfoort, also the place where I'm now currently in living. So yeah.
Yes, and I am wondering, like, for a TEDx conference, right? There are a lot of things that needs to be prepared to set up everything correctly. Like, what are the preparations for one conference?
So basically, I thought it was just like an event, you get a venue, whatever, and no, it's so simple as that. Well, basically what you have to do if you want to organize a TED Talk event, you're not allowed to organize the event for more than 100 people at your event unless you upgraded your license and you had to pay for that license as well. So what I did, I had to fill in a form on the website on TED.com, and it got approved through the headquarters, I think in New York, whatever, or Los Angeles, whatever. And then you can organize your event, but you have so many rules and restrictions, whatever, also about color use, or I don't know, it's just everything. So I got stressed. Imagine I was 6 years old for the first time and I got stressed because I didn't know what to do and I have no degree in that. I'm just like, woo, people! But at the end, I did everything well. And I think the three very important bits of, like, to organize the event is the venue is the most important, the technical sound and lighting, everything around that, but also catering. So are people allowed to get drinks, yes or not, or do they have like a break, yes or not? So yeah.
And in like you have a group, I assume you are not preparing everything by yourself. Like how many people are responsible for this preparation?
So yeah, that's quite funny because when I was organizing events in Amersfoort, I didn't know beforehand that I was immigrating to Ireland. I didn't know that. I didn't know that when like I was halfway the process already for my license. So at the beginning, I said to a couple of friends as well, like, hey, I'm going to do this, and I'm just going to write a license application to New York, and do you want to help me with the effort? So I got a team of 12 together, and the youngest is, I think the youngest was me at the end, and then the oldest was around like 52, whatever, and I had a woman of 51 or 48, whatever, somewhere at that age. But she was like an event manager, so she studied event management, and she was able and capable of to like do sales and guide me through scheduling or program management, whatever. So that was very good. So yeah, 12 people or so. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, that gives us an idea. Like, basically, everyone is just seeing the video, right? Like, we have the speaker, we have all the people that are looking and listening, but we don't know what is behind the scenes. So I think it's very good that everyone also needs to know, like, what are the preparations, because it's not only one moment. But I also want to know, like, in Ireland, did you also did some public speaking?
Yeah, actually I did. So like the first day, it was more at a network event because I just moved there with 300 euros and that was it. So I had no place to stay or whatever. I need to get a job immediately, so that happened. So I talked about like my personal life, and I talked about my business life, whatever, and the depression what happened to me back in the day when I was going to Ireland in the first place. And that took about an hour or so, and I got a job offer straight away. So I was capable of doing that. And then when I was working, like I had no friends in Ireland so far, so good. So I emailed so many people and I said like, hey, look, I have an interesting story. I want to meet new people, maybe to network with people and like collaborate to, I don't know, maybe organize projects together. And then I got involved in an entrepreneurship course, and that's where I talked as well. So yeah.
Awesome. Yes, that is very good, I think. And I also want to know, like, what are the challenges at TEDx for you?
I think the main challenges for me were the fact that I was living abroad. So my team was in the Netherlands preparing everything, and I was like the guy who had the creative concept in my mind. So I knew what I wanted to reach or so. But you're working at an office and you're not allowed to like get on holiday and go on a plane back. So that was stressful. And like the main challenge where I thought I'm not going to make this event was the fact that like the local government want to give money. It was like 10 or 15 grand or so, but I need to have like a business financial account, and I didn't have that. And I was at the office, like at Airbnb in Cork, and I'm just like, okay, so how do I do that? And they said to me, because it was also summer vacation soon, they said, okay, you have like 1 week to arrange this, otherwise we cannot send you the money. So I'm just like, oh my God, no. And that was the point as well, that I had to flew back to Amsterdam, but also quit my job because I had no holidays left. So my manager was like, okay, you can go back, but you will not return back to the office, or you stay and we have to figure out for a later moment. And that was for me, that was so shite. So I decided to leave Airbnb, fly back to Amsterdam, arrange everything so that you then can still continue.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was the main challenge for me as well.
Oh, wow. Yeah, yes. Yeah, for the people
Yeah.
who don't know it yet, yeah, you worked at Airbnb, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. But
Yeah,
you
so-
quit your job
so
at
the main-
Airbnb for a conference
What?
you quit your job at Airbnb
Yeah,
for a conference in the Netherlands for TEDx.
I know.
Wow. Yeah, explain the people why you did that, please.
So yeah, basically why I did that is that the event for me was also a expression moment of my feelings during all those years. So I was bullied, my parents got the divorce, I lost my job in the Netherlands, whatever, and now I lost my job in Ireland. But I still wanted to have that stage ready for other speakers as well, because what happened is I did a speaker application online on LinkedIn, and someone, his name is Adam, he flew over from Kuala Lumpur to Amsterdam, found out that I was not in Amsterdam but like in Ireland. He catched a flight to Ireland to tell me that he wanted to speak on stage. So he did that, and he spent so much money to like reach to me. So that was for me also a drive to say to myself, I want this thing is happening. I want it to happen on that day. And like Airbnb was super fun because what I did, I worked at Voxpro, and Voxpro is like this kind of call center project business, whatever. And I knew that I was always welcome at Voxpro because they have two offices, and also offices like internationally. So well, like in Cork as in Dublin. So yeah, I knew that I was coming back to Voxpro, only not on the Airbnb project. So that's why I returned back
Okay,
for
got
small
it.
holiday.
But what a dedication! Yeah,
I know.
yeah, yes. But I mean, like, I think it's very beautiful. As you were saying, like, you had all these challenges, like life challenges and career challenges, and you just really wanted it to happen. And some people would think, oh, but I have a great job, you know, in Ireland, and I don't want to give up on certain things, but you just do it. I think
I know. Yeah.
inspiration, you know, like for a lot of people it's like, wow, he just did it just because he had this motivation and passion just to make it work out. Yeah,
I know. Yeah, and like all those people were also counting on me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And like what is your growth from the beginning at TEDx until the end? How would you describe that?
Ooh, like I was very young when I organized Fedex, and I think the learning moment for me was that like working in teams is very important. We also have to understand who those people are, and like you learn in school and also in your job that you have to work together. But as a business innovator as well, I see that you cannot like get along with so many people with like so many different lifestyles, whatever. It's not possible. Well, what is possible is that you literally understand the mental health and also like what they believe and what their values are. If you understand that, you can like work together very fast. And that is what I didn't know with TEDx, because we had our ups and downs with TEDx, like in our team, whatever, or I didn't think that certain parts in the event, like social media or whatever, were not like optimized or so. And that was very frustrating for me. But on the other hand, I need to know from myself and accept the fact that I was like 16, 18 years old, and I don't have a degree on that, and I was managing a team with also people that are like 40, 50 years old that have so much experience. Well, it was my dream, and it was my concept, and I had that in my mind, and the only thing what I asked from my team is that they can help me understand me to create that concept. And at the end, that is what happened, because everyone saw through my eyes what I meant, and like the views were amazing. We live streamed the event internationally, and I contacted also international colleagues as well, and we had a reach over 7,000 views worldwide.
Yes.
So that was, for me, it was like the statement of, Shane, you did this successfully, and you can be proud of yourself. And that was the moment also when I cried. Yeah, like when my social media manager came up to me and he's like, so Shane, you did well. I'm just like, why? Well, you got so many views worldwide.
Wow.
Like, look. And the whole team were just like, whoa, and oh my god. And that was also like, for me, a comfort feeling, because I'm just like, I did so well.
Yes.
Well, I made so many mistakes. And I know that. And some partners here in Amersfoort are still like a bit angry about that. But I was just young, and I didn't know. And I think everyone has a learning moment or a learning curve in their life. So I was happy. With everything. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it takes a lot of courage to make these mistakes, to learn from them, to do it better, you know? It's basically that, because I think a lot of people would be afraid, and we talked about it privately once, that when you were younger, that you had the chance to speak at TEDx or to manage all the preparations for TEDx, that you could have thought, like, I don't know, or that you would just go for it, and you went for it. So I think that's fantastic. Yes. It's unbelievable that you made such a growth. And what are other experiences that you had with public speaking?
So other experiences is like, there is this project where I'm in right now in our country. It's called Zomerondernemer.
Yeah.
So basically, translated in English is like summer entrepreneurship, and it's a entrepreneurial program during summer. So I'm managing that, and I was at the end organizing a event for this year. Due to the coronavirus, it's not going to happen, so we changed the plans for 2021. So that was the plan to speak. But also I am focusing more on my own branding, like my personal brand. It happened one day on Instagram. It's called Shane You Know. And basically, Shane You Know, in English, it's very common to say like, oh, you know Shane, right? So that is also true, because if someone gets in contact with me, I remember you, even if we talk to each other like for 10 years. I have that with you, for example. We've been like ages, and we're here. So that's amazing. People know that you can ask so many questions to Shane. Like, for example, it can be anything. It can be sex, drugs, rock and roll, or it can be entrepreneurship, or it can be anything, or homosexuality, whatever. So that is very interesting, and that is what I want to do with Shane You Know, to expand the brand. And I know for myself that I don't want to organize a TEDx event, but I'm busy with Shane Talks. So it's also in a theater, but I want to do that as well, like internationally. So do public speaking at like very small theaters, whatever, but it can be in Singapore, or it can be in Los Angeles, whatever, for people that are interested in a story, how it is in another country, for example, or in Europe, whatever. And that is what I really want to do. And it's a show, you can combine it, or you can see the difference between a Oprah Winfrey show / a TEDx event.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so like normal people have their own stories as well, and they can like add value to everyone's personal development. So what I believe is that I can invite just people from the street, whatever, and they are allowed to give a mini TED talk, whatever, or a Shane talk for 10 minutes and just talk to the people that are in the audience, whatever, without having restrictions of 100 people max or whatever. No, I decide that for myself. Even if it's a group of 10, whatever, it's a group of 10 that you can learn together with. So basically that's it. And then I'm going to do this interaction with like the audience as well. So we're going to discuss what the speaker just told the audience and me, and then I'm going to have this conversation with the speaker as well.
Yes.
And I think the program is going to take 1 hour or so, or 1.5 hours. But it's a very, very personal show, and I hope it's going to be very small, whatever. And if it's very interesting for people, then I might do it like online as well through a live stream. So
that is so cool. And when are you going to start this, or did this already started, or?
Well, basically, because last year I was finalizing my depression, whatever, and I did some mental coaching and I talked to a psychologist, whatever, and everyone is saying like, Shane, your story is so powerful and you are such a lovely person, you should do more with yourself. So like a half a year ago I started with like updating what is Shane You Know, what is the brand, what do I believe, and which people can I like use for I don't know, question mark. So I asked the local theater, Flint, where I did TEDx as well, and I explained my story and like, this is what I want, and they were so excited. And then like COVID-19 happens. I'm just like, okay, so that is the universe telling me that I cannot do it this year because I think somewhere in my energy I am not fulfilled yet with solving my problems. So that is why I am planning it for 2021, and I'll start from there as well. But I'm now also like connecting to people and tell my story and tell what I want. So that I haven't made a plan to start 2021 very fresh.
It's totally fine. I mean, you also have to take your time at some certain times, you know, and you do so much. And I think if you compare your career with a lot of other people who can say like on such a young age that they have arranged TEDx talks, you know, so you already did so many things. And what is very funny, at the beginning you were also saying about Shane You Know, and I had a very funny conversation. You know Tom Laagkemper?
Yeah.
So me and Tom met at LinkedIn, and we were just like, okay, let's have a Zoom call, you know, and then we were talking about certain things, and he was talking about public speaking, and I had to think of you, and then I was like, oh yeah, I know someone who does a lot of public speaking, and he was like, oh, you are talking about Shane You Know. Yes.
Yeah, so that is literally the story, is that like I don't have to like have a conversation with you, but I think my image when I enter a room is so like I don't have it on right now because I'm in my room, whatever. But I normally have my hat on, like my black hat, and then I like you will see me entering a building, and I think that is why everyone is saying, oh that's Shane. Oh, Shane, you know,
That's fantastic. Look, it's already working out. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. So that's so awesome. Okay, I also want to ask you, like, you are now, starting things up. You are working on your personal brand, and how would you really describe Shane You Know as a personal brand right now?
So for now, Shane You Know is a person that does a lot of networking, and he is a business innovator in space. So he's going to be a business innovator. He had lots of problems when he was young.
Yeah.
And when Shane, was at the beginning, he had many problems, and some people got like disappointed in that happened. But I met new people, and I'm growing, and I believe in personal growth as well. So Shane is going to evolve into a new character, whatever.
Yes.
I'm currently busy also with changing the cartoon. So on Instagram, you see the cartoon. So I'm going to change that a bit as well. Business cards are on their way. The website is on its way. And I'm probably going to start a YouTube channel very soon as well, but not like every week, or not, like I'm not an influencer, like people really. I'm not an influencer, but I believe like everything what I talk about is coming from the heart, and it's not coming from an urge to like upload a video every week. I don't believe in that. I believe in an influence.
Shane, je loopt even vast. Ja, ik zie je weer. Wacht, ik ga even klappen, dan weet ik van wanneer we weer doorgaan. Maar daarna, ik heb daarna nog één vraag. Maar waar je bij mij vastliep was I believe in. En toen kwam er nog iets. Weet jij het weer?
Oh, dat is een mooi stoppunt. Ja.
Yes. Oké.
Okay, go. So I very believe in the fact that your personal growth can change over the years, whatever, and that is also where Shane is like evolving. So I'm now making business cards, and I'm making a new website, whatever. I feel that the Shane that was so depressed and so sad because other things will happen with my dad or with losing friends or whatever, I gave it a place in my heart, and I accepted the fact that it can happen to you or to anyone else. Also, my financial situation between the age of 18 and now, oh my god, that was so short. I got help from that. So I feel that everything is now going good, and I have more self-respect for myself to accept the fact that I cannot make anyone or more people happy, and that I have to do myself with what I think, what I think, for example, and that is what I'm standing for now. So yeah.
Yes. Oh, Shane, het is zo zonde. Net liep die weer jouw laatste zin. Ja. Sorry, de laatste zin alleen nog herhalen.
Yeah. So Shane is going to be the new person in life, and is going to be a brightened Shane, basically. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah. I have one last question. What are your best public speaking tips?
Okay, so my tips for public speaking is keep it simple. I rather have you talk for like 5 to 7 minutes instead of like a TED Talk. Normally it will take you 12 minutes or more, but I don't believe that, because I miss like the eye of the main story, like the compactness of the story. So 5 to 7 minutes to literally pitch what you want to say. And then I believe that it helps me, but it helps also Ella, who talked on stage as well, is she did her story so specific and then asked like questions to the audience, whatever, so you have more interaction. Don't be frightened on stage. Like I was 15 years old, I was like so scared. If you have to have something in your hands, whatever, that's allowed. You can make mistakes. Just do things that you feel very comfortable with. If you're standing on stage and it's, for example, in a theater, whatever, the audience is black, so you won't even notice that people are sitting over there. So you just like look forward at 12 o'clock. That's it. Talk very loud, but calm, and like talk with your hands as well, like what I'm doing during this video, whatever. It can help. People say to speakers as well, like stand still, whatever. I believe that you have to do what feels right to you, and if that means that you have to walk around the stage or you're walking into the audience, whatever, it can also be a powerful tool for you to like give your speech or your talk more body. So that's what I believe, and that's like if I invite you, for example, to be on my stage, girl, that's life. Welcome to my life. You can be the person that you want. So, yeah.
I see. Thank you so much for this talk.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Tips and for sharing your story. It's a very, very powerful story, and I think a lot of people can learn from your story. So super grateful for that. And yeah, I will put your Instagram down below so you can follow. You know. Yes.
Yeah, I'm also like you can also follow me on Twitter. It's also Shane, you know, on Facebook. Like everything is linked to each other. So
okay. I will also put these links down below. And guys, see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.